Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Guapish. As always, I'm your host, Nico, and today, as always, I am being joined by Tata, Jaja, and Dada. How are you guys doing today?
Woo!
Folks, today I've brought you together to find out, because we had a great conversation about this just a couple weeks ago. I was wondering, how would you like to get isekai'd, fellas?
Ooh.
Oh boy.
That'd be so much fun.
Wait.
No.
Oh.
And the biggest question, what kind of worlds would you like to get isekai'd to? So, here I've gathered up a bunch of different little worlds from video games or anime, and I've got us some fine-looking tiers here. They are, as such, going to bottom to top. Basically hell, just awful, I can make it work, this is fine, I want to live here, or I would isekai myself.
Okay.
Alright.
Now, is this gonna be under the assumption that we're just a civilian?
Yes, that is a big thing, Dylan. I'm happy you asked, because like this is something I see come up a lot in these types of discussions where people are like, they just pick their favorite thing when they're like, what world would you want to go to? I want to go to Dark Souls. It's like, why? Why would you want that?
Yeah, that's not the move.
You are going to be just a normal person here. For example, something like My Hero Academia, let's say. You are not going to have any crazy powers, okay? You are a basic-ass fucker like one of Deku's classmates. Your power is making your hair a little longer, that's it.
Oh. So,
damn, that was gonna be my question.
Why even let us have powers at all if it's still gonna be something stupid?
Well, because you're a normal person, you know? In the world of My Hero Academia, for example, like, it's very rare for you to not have a quirk.
Okay, so we're gonna be whatever that world's version of normal is?
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha, okay, I understand.
I'm looking at some of the choices here, and I'm not gonna try to, like, loophole it, but there is definitely some exceptions to that rule for the most part. But,
well, get there when we get there, I suppose,
yeah.
Dylan.
Yeah.
So, starting us off here, we've got the world of ZZZ, guys. So, you know, they've definitely got their fair share of creepy creatures and such that could absolutely fucking murder you. But they do have civilization at the very least. You know, they've got cities, they've got working electricity, internet, all those kinds of amenities. Just, you know, maybe don't go to the bad areas.
It's not even that, like, you could have a fucking just random hollow spawn on you, and then you're just fucked. There's nothing you can do. That happens to motherfuckers in the story.
They're still proximity-based, though. Like, hollows only appear next to major hollows. That's how that works.
I mean, like, in 6th Street, we had that, like, random-ass moment in the story where a hollow just appeared and sucked in your, you know, your other random sibling. Like, it can fucking happen even in, like, an area like this. Like, granted, they're close to Hollow Zero or something, but, you know, it's still, it can fucking happen.
I guess. It's just very unlikely.
And then, in this world, as an average person, do I have any aptitudes, or am I just a dude?
Yeah, you're just a guy.
Yeah, you're just some guy.
Okay.
Most people don't have particularly good ether adaption, or I guess, which is
aptitude.
What lets them survive in hollows.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, it's essentially just, you live in Tokyo, but occasionally you get sucked into a black hole and get murdered by monsters.
Yeah,
not a black hole, but I will also add...
Let me just use something pithy, please.
Okay.
Christ.
Show
Can
me
I
those
see the tiers again?
Yeah, sure.
Just awful, personally.
You said it's not a crazy frequent occurrence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't like big cities. I'll go just awful.
Okay.
The problem is, like, most of the world's, like, dead, too. It's a pretty small amount of the world that is actually still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
Most of the world is just covered by those, like, big fucking death balls.
Personally, I'd say this is fine.
I wouldn't go that far, Dylan. I think I could make it work, though.
Dude, consider you've got Ellen and Yanagi and all those other people that are pretty.
What
cool
are the
to hang
odds
out with.
you can pull them, buddy?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you?
Let's not go
I'm not
crazy
even
here.
implying that, dude. I'm just saying you got cool people.
What are you
can
saying
hang
right now,
out
Dylan?
with.
Guys, consider there's a high schooler you could fuck.
You guys are taking this way too far. What's wrong with you?
What do you mean by it? Just existing in the world with those women, like, improves things for you?
Yeah, they're all
Like,
pretty
how
cool.
much is your life currently improved by the fact that Pokimane exists?
Yeah.
I constantly forget Pokemon exists, quite frankly.
Moving on, Elden Ring.
Yeah, so, Elden Ring, guys.
Basically hell.
Basically hell.
Yeah, they've got big crabs, dragons. They've
there
got
normal
Ronnie, though.
people in
She's pretty
this?
cute. you know, there are people still alive and kicking. It's not a good living, but you're still alive at the very least.
Is the average being a fucking withered or whatever the fuck they have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds awful.
Basically hell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically
In fact,
hell.
I'd almost want to put a tier below that one that is literally hell.
Yeah, this is just genuinely like a concept of hell at this point.
Literal hell.
My
Alright.
fear for this tier list is that a lot of this is going to rank very low, unsurprisingly.
This is going to be our most bottom-heavy tier list by far.
It sure is.
Oh, 100%.
Believe it or not, our authors don't like to write happy, normal worlds.
Even if it does seem so, that's because it's from the protagonist's point of view.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Like, you know, Goku, I'm sure he doesn't have much problem living in that world. To be a normal guy, though, I don't think so. Zelda, what the fuck? Oh, it's because
you're
I'm
in edit
editing.
mode,
God
dude.
damn it. Zelda! Alright, so we're specifically talking about, like, Breath of the Wild, you know. You can cross-dress, that's pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
You know, there are big things that can murder you. But there's some towns here and there. How are we feeling about Zelda?
Honestly, can I see the tiers again?
Yeah.
Do I get to spawn into a town?
Yeah, we'll assume that you'll at least have that privilege.
I kind of want to put it in I could make it work, but I think I'm gravitating more towards just awful.
I'm definitely saying just awful. You're basically in the fucking medieval age with, like, a tyrannical demon governing over you or some shit.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I think I could make it work.
Okay.
Okay.
That's just because you want to fuck the fish chicks, and I get it.
I get it too. She's pretty fucking hot. Sounds like the rest of us are landing awful though. Alright. High School of the Dead. It's just a zombie apocalypse. How are we feeling about it?
Yeah, what a fucking coincidence. Me and Antonetta started watching this, this
I hear
week.
you watching that with your girlfriend.
I was drunk and needed something stupid that you don't have to pay attention to.
That's a
Nice.
good anime for that, to be fair.
That's true.
Is this basically hell, or is this just hell?
I'd go basically hell.
I'm saying
Okay.
basically hell as well, yeah.
Yeah, zombie
The
apocalypse. is-
ways you can be killed in Elden Ring are much more varied and I'd argue horrible than what the zombies can do to you.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, you could encounter some beings like explode your brain or some shit. But, you know, getting eaten doesn't sound that bad compared to that, right?
Yeah.
It depends.
Alright, next up here. Final Fantasy XIV.
Damn it.
Alright, so again, there are giant crabs. That's pretty
Yeah.
rough. There are also, you know, big dragons and stuff, but you can ride chocobos with your friends. There's still
What is the
cities you can
nature
live
of
in.
the average person in Final Fantasy
You're just kind of
14?
you're just kind of a normal fucking dude. You could probably, if you like really dedicated a lot of your life to it, you could learn to do some like magic and like advanced combat techniques, but you're kind of just a normal dude.
Yeah.
How dangerous is being a normal dude in this world?
Very.
It depends on where you live, but it's not a good time most places, I would say.
We should send
Okay.
Tanner images of monsters from the first. That would change his mind.
I'm very aware of this world. I'd say I could probably make it work, but I wouldn't be particularly happy about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably would also put... Because it is kind of medieval, but they're still pretty technologically advanced. It's not awful, so I could make it work.
Assuming you spawn in Garlemald.
Garlemald? I don't know about that.
Garlemald would be pretty terrible to spawn.
I
Personally,
think I'm
it would
gonna
be
go
awful.
just awful.
But I
Let's
guess
go.
the two of you can make it work, so I guess you'll find a way.
Hell yeah.
Next up here, you know, it's another zombie apocalypse, but you got plants you can use.
I could make it work. I mean, the
Why would
purpose
you
of...
want to?
I mean, dude, I thought the idea was we'd have to be forced to be in this world. I could make it work.
Yeah.
I am a beast at this game. Plus, like, the point... I understand this is playing the game a little bit, but, like, the purpose is the plants to win. So, like, I'm confident that I could make it work.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. The zombies are fucking crazy here. They will absolutely fucking murder me. I'm not into that at all.
Dude, you don't have a green thumb.
Yeah, just awful, I suppose. If not basically hell. I don't know enough about it. I have too much whimsy in my heart to really conceptualize the danger of Plants vs. Zombies.
Did you never play the little mobile version?
I mean, I played the mobile game, but like I don't know the lore. It's just like zombies attacking somebody's yard.
Well, it's the house, but they have to access it via the...
I think I'm gonna be optimistic and go I could make it work as well.
Okay.
This man, he knows.
I'm in just awful. So it sounds like it bounces about to there since Jackson said basically hell. Speaking of basically hell, how about Maiden Abyss?
Are we under the assumption we're being...
I mean, if we start on the top level, this isn't even that bad, to be honest.
Well, you know, they do have, like, their slums and shit that you could possibly have to tough it out in, which don't seem super fun.
Yeah. The big economy here is cave raiding.
Yeah, I guess... Well, as long as we don't go down super far, that's not bad.
I mean, you can still get your shit murked by
I
some
know.
horrible monstrosity in, like, the second layer, or even the first
Yeah.
layer if you get unlucky.
Yeah, like, we saw in episode 1 that, like, the big old fucking snake thing came up into the first layer, so...
That is fair. I don't remember seeing these sloth things. Is this in the anime?
Dude, these were cut in the fucking movie! These were cut in the fucking movie! The monkeys! The monkeys! I'm saying just awful.
Yeah, I think as long as, like, I'm not doing anything too crazy, it's probably just awful.
Frankly, what I know about the bottom parts of the Abyss make me want to say literal hell, because it is just
Well, yeah.
genuinely, like, a parallel to, like, Dante's Inferno. But, you know,
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm not gonna have to ever deal with that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly, I'm gonna go this is fine.
Why?
I think this is by far the most doable world that we've seen so far.
I don't know about that. I definitely put Final Fantasy above this, for sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm also down in just awful with them, so we're keeping it down there for now, Tanner.
Okay.
Alright, Bloodborne.
Basically hell. Literal hell?
It's London, literal hell.
It's literally just Dark Souls again.
Is this worse than Elden Ring? I genuinely don't really know what the world's
This
like.
time
I played
there are a
it
lot
for
more
little bit.
eldritch beings you have to contend with.
Oh, literal hell. That makes it easy.
Yeah.
Should
know,
we just throw Dark Souls in literal hell right now?
Probably.
So here's the thing about Bloodborne, though, okay? So, yes, there are a bunch of creepy crawlies and shit like that everywhere, but you do pretty often, like, just see, like, buildings are lit, and, like, people will just, like, talk to you through the window and shit. You can make it work, theoretically. It's just, don't go outside.
Yeah, I mean, the problem there is, like, do they rationalize at all how those people in the buildings are getting by at all?
No. But they're
Yeah, I don't-
figuring it out.
I don't think I could. Yeah, no.
I'm gonna stick with literal hell.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just gonna
think so
say
too.
basically hell. If there's any concept of survival there, I guess I won't put it in actual literal hell.
Yeah, I'm thinking basically hell as well. Alright, so Bioshock. We're
Just
gonna
the
say...
first one, or...
We're gonna say, yeah, the first one. We're gonna say for the sake of argument, we are in Rapture.
Of course.
Yeah, no, this is basically hell.
Yeah.
The big issue here is the big through plot line of the first one is it's just a city in disarray and people going crazy and murdering each other for almost no reason, and it's just chaos all the time. The big daddies are fine. They don't attack you unless you bother them or the little sisters. So that's fine, but yeah, there's no order in this at all. It's dog eat dog. Everybody's out for just themselves, creating factions and shit. This is basically hell. You could get plasmas, which is kind of cool, but that's what turns the people crazy if you get too much of it, so...
Yeah, I'll agree with basically hell.
Yeah, I've got no context of this, so I'll also disagree.
Perfect, sounds good. Alright, so Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, it's cowboy times.
It's just teleporting you back in time.
Exactly,
Yeehaw,
yeah.
motherfucker.
I could make it work. I don't think I'd like it, but I could make it work.
I'm thinking just awful. I don't think I'm suited for the past, you know?
They have
I
no
need
modern
my
medicine.
I need my AC.
Yeah, I'm gonna say just
That's
awful.
the complaint.
My complaint is no modern medicine.
I'm almost debating going this is fine, personally.
Yeah.
You do seem like a Western kind of guy.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm trying to think of, like, what's, like, one future invention where, like, I understand the mechanics of it well enough that I could be the guy to get rich making it back here, you know?
The lawnmower.
There we
I
go.
don't... I'm pretty sure a majority of Red Dead Redemption takes place in a desert.
I think I might have a decent enough understanding of firearms that maybe I could invent, like a repeating rifle ahead of time or something.
Yeah.
Okay. That works.
I think for now I'll just go I could make it work. Because the
Okay.
thing is, I'm pretty sure, like, in real life, the Wild West was, like, we way hype up just how violent it was, but we're in Red Dead's version of the Wild
Yeah.
West. So, I'll go I could make it work.
Alright. I'm thinking just awful.
Probably.
And it's
Or
only
does
as-
that mean it gets bumped up since Jackson and I both said I could make it work?
I guess so. Alright, Tanner, do you think it can make Berserk work for you? You know, they got cities and stuff, but they also have,
Huh. Look at that.
Do the cities frequently come under attack?
Yes.
I mean, based on my very, very limited knowledge of Berserk, I almost want to go all the way to literal hell.
Is Berserk a manga that I'm unaware of?
Yeah.
It is the most famous and highly rated manga of all time.
I will defer to...
I don't know if I'd go as far as to say most famous, but
It's really fucking famous.
yeah. Like, you know, we got Dragon Ball right here.
To whoever... I don't know anything about
I feel like
this.
people know
Looks-
Dragon Ball more about the anime than the manga. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm saying basically hell.
Yeah, basically
I'll-
hell.
Based on what I'm seeing, I guess I'll agree with that.
Fantastic. Let's go with something a bit more happy. How about Animal Crossing? You know, you got bees, but you can also pay off your loans.
Dude, holy smokes, it's just like real life, except 3D animated or something.
You can be with your friends on a fun little island, you know, building up the local economy. You can just fish or forage all day. Not really much to worry about.
I guess I have a quick philosophical question about the nature of this tier list.
Uh-huh.
With the what is the almost top one? I'd like to live here.
Yeah, I want to live here.
I want to live here. Are we saying that, like, if given a choice between all of these to be isekai'd into, these are the ones I'd want to live in? Or are we saying that compared to the real world, I'd want
Yes,
to live in
compared
that
to the
one?
real world.
Okay, so I don't think any of these will be getting higher than this is fine for me, but this is fine.
Okay.
I'll agree with this is fine. It seems like you're just pretty universally knowledgeable on how to do shit in this world.
And it just doesn't seem so bad, you know? Compared to all the horrors they have to deal with in these other places, I just don't think it's all
Right.
that bad. I'd go as far as to say, I want to live here.
Personally, I'm saying basically hell. This sounds like fucking purgatory. Sounds
Uh-oh.
horrible.
Damn.
Sounds like that'll drag it down. We can leave it and this is fine.
There we go.
Okay, guys, how are we feeling about Pokemon? You know, it's beautiful, gorgeous. Things might not be so good depending on what Pokemon you fuck with. There are giant crabs, of course, but
What's your deal with giant crabs?
they're horrific, man. But, you know, look at what's down here. You can also have little friends.
I have an insightful question.
What's that?
Are we doing Pokedex accurate Pokemon world or anime game accurate world?
Sure, we'll say it's Pokédex accurate.
Fuck, that immensely changes my answer.
Doesn't change mine at all. I want to get isekai'd, man. I want to
Dude,
go
do
there.
you know how often Pokemon commit crimes and murder if it's Pokedex entry? Are you fucking kidding me?
Do you have any idea how often I could commit crimes or murder if I had Pokemon?
I'd probably, if it wasn't Pokedex accurate, I'd definitely say I'd isekai myself here. But, like, I just know too much about Pokemon, about this being a horrific world.
I'm just saying I can make it
accurate
work.
mean you can fuck the Pokemon?
Yes.
What? Sure.
I'm still gonna go this is fine.
What'd you say, Jackson?
I could make it work.
All the way down there, man? What are you saying right now? What?
mean,
There's
he
just
put-
still a lot of danger associated with these big fucking roaming monsters.
Yeah, but you can also have the big roaming monsters for yourself.
Dude, I'd just be some salary man, probably.
But you could be a salaryman who has like a, I don't know, a water bottle in your pocket.
Yeah, I have
Alright,
a pill
sounds-
box just for convenience.
Sounds like it's being drugged down.
That sucks.
That's very unfortunate. That was probably the one I was expecting to get the highest. So,
I mean, it is so far, technically.
I guess we'll see. How about Guilty Gear? You know,
Basically hell.
I mean,
Is it?
listen, Tanner, society still exists to a decent degree. Japan just isn't there anymore.
Oh, is that how that
Basically,
works?
no.
I thought stuff is like really, really fucky wucky. Like the planet is constantly under threat of being destroyed.
You know, those threats certainly exist, but you know, society is still there at the very least, which you can't say as much for some of these others that are down here.
I guess I'll just put it in. I could make it work.
I'm thinking I'm with Dylan, and I could make it work.
Just awful. I just don't know enough, man. The existential threat thing just concerns me too much.
Yeah.
Entropy
and isn't the entire continent of India like flying around?
Yeah, some shit like that.
Basically hell.
Alright, we can move her down.
Damn.
How about Sword Art Online?
I know nothing about this besides that anime's bad.
Yeah, you know, lots of monsters.
I mean, is this under the assumption that we were, like, trapped in Yggdrasil, or are we just, like... Because you could live in Sword Art Online and be completely unaffected by all this shit, because it is just the normal world.
You could just be chilling in one of the big cities. You don't have to go fight monsters.
I'm gonna... What the fuck is...
I mean, do the monsters attack the cities?
No. The cities are, like, safe zones.
I'm gonna say I want to live here, honestly, just because it's just the real world. But, like, they have really good VR technology, and the game doing, like, those types of VR games sounds cool. Obviously...
Oh, I completely misunderstood what you were saying, Jackson. I'm sorry. Yes, you are trapped in the game.
God damn it! Never mind, this is pretty fucked up. I'd say this is awful. Just awful. I'm immediately switching up.
I'll defer to Jackson's rank and say just awful, I guess. I don't know anything about SAO.
Yeah, it wouldn't be super fun.
So yeah, everyone just gets trapped in a big VR MMO, and if you die in the game, you die in real life. And you have to clear the game to let everybody escape, basically.
I'm willing to go I could make it work.
Okay.
Since you're saying I could, like, just stay in a city and be fine.
Well, he says we're forced into the VR game.
Yeah, the city within the game is what we were talking about.
Yeah, there are plenty of cities within here.
Oh, I misunderstood. Then, yeah, I guess I'll put it in. I could make it work, I suppose.
Oh.
You thought I was being like, can we stay in a city in the real life in the thing where the game is...
Listen, dude, I know nothing about... So, is it, like, a presumption that if you're in the game, you just get... Like, you have to, by default, get, like, weapons or powers or shit, right? Isn't that how that works?
You're in a video game. You have just as much of a fighting chance as anyone else in it.
Yeah, I'll leave it and I can make it work. I don't have confidence, but, you know.
Okay. Like, Dylan, you know, you've been playing Final Fantasy XIV for God knows how long. Think of all the times you've died in that game. And just, like, if you do that once in SAO, you die for real.
But here's the thing, dude. In that state of mind, I am a man playing a video game. If I am in that world, I am living in a world where I could die, and I would be much more careful.
Ain't that the truth?
Dude, that's so true. I think it goes up one more, Nico.
Okay. Alright, Baldur's Gate.
Basically hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty rough.
There's a lot of monsters that can kill you.
There is. I don't even know what, like, life is like in a big city. Like, I've never seen Baldur's Gate, like, the city itself. So maybe it's chill there, but, like, if you're not in some big city, I assume it's pretty horrible.
You know, when you're in the city, it is decent living, I guess.
I'm still just gonna say basically hell, because I assume that the chances of me spawning in a big city is unlikely.
That's fair. I'm thinking basically hell, too.
Most people in this world have, like, access to learning some sort of, you know, role. So there, you have that at least going for you.
Yeah, but how well do you think you perform that to, like, actually do much to defend yourself?
Yeah,
dude,
I
I'm
could learn
putting it in
jujitsu in the
basically
real
hell.
world right now, and I still have the motivation to do that shit.
I'm willing to go just awful instead of basically hell.
Okay. And Dylan, where were you putting it?
Oh, I'm still putting it in basically hell.
Fantastic. Alright, Gears of War. Literal
hell. Literally hell.
You know,
cannot convince me otherwise.
Big monsters and shit. The hail is razors
hail.
and will cut you. That doesn't sound fun.
Lambent.
Zombies exist.
No, they're not zombies. They're parasites that
They're
infect
worse
living-
zombies.
Yeah,
like,
that
much
explode
stronger.
when they die. Yeah. This world is truly awful, and the government just doesn't care about you, and then they'll preserve the life of themselves over the
that's no
citizens.
different from real world.
Listen, dude, it's like literally the civilian population in general hates everything. It's truly, there's nowhere safe to live in this game.
Yeah, every big city you come across immediately gets invaded.
Yeah, and like
Yeah, that's true.
On top of that, there's like a bat species that like only comes out at night, and if you're not in some source of light, they just dive down from above and immediately devour you in the matter of seconds.
Yeah, like
it's
piranhas
awful.
just flying around at all times.
We don't
got
need more
wrenches.
convincing, guys.
Yeah, I'm
Dude,
willing to go
it's-
literal
I
hell.
cannot express how bad this game is.
It's rough. It's rough. Speaking of which, how about Destiny? You know, Elder
Basically
Taurus,
hell.
time gods,
Basically
but you can live
hell.
in a city.
Well, actually,
The city gets attacked, though, yes?
Yes.
not really. Not that.
That's how the second game starts.
But yeah, but that's one time.
So, yes, it can happen, though.
Yes, it can happen. It doesn't happen super often, though.
Goofy ass.
And they win.
I think just the existential threat of there being all these aliens that want me dead are, it's enough to sway me towards basically hell.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't go
agree.
as far as say literal hell, because there's some illusion of safety there, but just knowing these things exist will not be good.
I'm gonna say I could make it work.
Okay. Tanner, are you also in basically hell?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, Cyberpunk. You
Just
know,
awful?
yeah, it is a dystopia for sure,
Yeah.
but you can still find love at the end of the day, right? That's nice.
It's really just like they're living in LA, but like
Futuristic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly, I
So
don't
basically
think
hell,
it-
that's what you're saying, right?
I don't think it would be that terrible, to be completely honest with you. I think it would be better than living in like the Red Dead universe. You know, there's certainly still risk involved with things, but like you can live a pretty normal, honest life there, I imagine. I'd say I
Yeah.
can make this work.
Yeah, most of the goings on of the game is because you're like involved in the criminal world, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like you can be some normal dude, and something unlucky could happen to you, but that's the same shit with like the real world.
Dude, I'm gonna get a fat robocock. This is fine.
I could say this is fine too. Dylan, where are you at?
That's tough, man. Sure, I could make it work. I don't know.
Fantastic.
Can't believe you
This
guys would
is-
say this is fine to living in LA.
Yeah. All right, Last of Us.
Literal hell.
Literal hell?
Literal hell.
It's like just a zombie apocalypse, but even worse. Like you're kept alive by some fungi, just slowly decaying, and it just sounds horrifying.
Well, and what's worse too is it's not even like bite based like all other zombies. It's
Yeah,
just
you could just
it's
breathe in some
airborne.
spores and you're fucked.
Yeah, truly awful.
I'm debating on if I want to go basically hell instead of literal hell, because I do think Gears and Elden Ring do seem much more unpleasant to me.
That is true.
But like they're I guess by the second game you do have places like Jackson that are basically normal places to live.
Is that not really the assumption that it takes years to develop that though?
Right.
I'm under the assumption I'm just gonna die in the initial wave, probably like
Yeah,
99%
exactly.
of the
It
world.
does depend on when we're getting inserted into the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to go basically hell for this one.
And I think I'm with Tanner on that one. We can say basically hell.
I'm fine with either. That's fair.
All right, Fallout.
Literal hell.
So this is the size of roaches. They have big, gross crabs. You
Yeah,
can
literal
find a
hell.
town.
That doesn't matter.
I mean,
I know what
big
this
chance you
game's
just
about.
get fucking nuked. Big chance if that didn't happen to you, or you did but you like survived it, you're some horrible monstrosity. And if neither of those two awesome options didn't happen to you, then you have to live in the aftermath of that bullshit.
You could just die of
Yeah.
radiation.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
there's radiation everywhere. And if you
Yeah.
don't like
Yeah.
die to any of those, you die to the monsters that are the product of the radiation. Which
Yeah,
will
literal
need to
hell
remind you are
basically
death
hell.
claws. But hey, you could go out with a fat boy. That's pretty cool, right?
I'd go as far as to say this one is literal hell.
Yeah.
I think I have nothing redeeming about that world.
Yeah. All right, how about the world of Sonic the Hedgehog? So, the moon did explode. There are creatures that can flood cities. And the government will just like tear down the road chasing a big old blue boy. But for the most part, things seem decently normal.
I'm gonna say just awful. I knew that there was like some fucked up shit with the Sonic world. I just couldn't recall them off the top of my head. I do recall the world of Sonic the Hedgehog just constantly being under threat of exploding.
Oh yeah, Eggman does, like, destroy the Earth at one point, basically, too. He, like, makes all the continents fly into the sky and be separate from each other.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just
I'm willing
awful.
to go I could make it work.
Okay. I'm really between the two of these here.
You think you can make flying continents work?
I mean, it's like, how often am I going to another continent, I guess? That would, like, really fuck up the supply chain, though. Let's say just awful. I can go there. How about Mario Sunshine? You get to chill on a fun tropical island. You know, there are some big monsters here and there, but...
Where's the big crab, you hack?
There isn't a big crab here.
There's a little
This is
one
the
there.
biggest crab I could find.
The monsters seem like they're pretty avoidable, to be honest.
Yeah.
Most of them are in Mario. Honestly, this wouldn't be that bad, and you're also just on a paradise island, so, like, how bad could it possibly be? I'd say I want to live here.
Oh.
I think this is fine.
I could make it work. It's hard for me to justify anything above I can make this work.
Yeah. I'm also thinking this is fine.
In that regard, Jackson, I'm kind of just thinking of, like, if I had to choose from any of these, like, not my life currently versus that one, it's like, of all of these, where would I, place it? And that's my thought process.
Dude, my thought process is not that.
I could tell.
All right, next up, we did double up on the Final Fantasy here. We've got Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. So, this entire world is covered in a poisonous miasma that will kill you. And in order to leave your cities, you do need to carry one of these things around to push it back. And if your city does not acquire, like, a bunch of water from some special trees, then the miasma will consume your entire city and kill everybody. Also, they have giant crabs.
Literal hell.
I guess I'll say literal hell in that regard.
I'm saying basically hell.
I mean, in a world where it's already rough to live, and then on top of that you have to, like, do manual dangerous labor to maintain barely surviving in a world, I can't, it's hard to justify that.
They seem to make it work, though. They do have some pretty big cities going on. I could see myself going with just awful, but we can leave her in basically hell. How about Dragon Ball?
Perfect pictures, dude. Literal hell.
They do have futuristic technology in cities, though. That's
maybe
pretty
not
nice.
literal hell. We could come back to life, because that's like a majority of what happens.
Basically hell.
I could make it work.
The existential threats would just have me in a constant state of paranoia.
Yeah.
But dude, Dragon Balls. Plus, like,
I'll
the
say
majority
I could
of
make it work.
the majority of the population just doesn't remember or know that these things are even happening. So the fact that you'd be conscious of it means that you could do something about it. Hence the Dragon Balls.
I mean, anytime the Earth gets destroyed, they kind of bring it back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, I could make it work.
All right.
Man.
I think we can leave her there, then. How about Demon Slayer?
Basically hell.
It's feudal Japan, It's pretty fun, right?
It's feudal Japan
Okay.
with demons.
Let me be realistic here, because everybody in the show is normal until they go through, like, if they really choose to, they choose to go through some fucking samurai training. So
presumably that would not
theoretically-
happen to you, though. And also, Dylan, during that training, you see a bunch of people get murdered.
Yeah, but it's still
Also,
possible.
just most people don't even know that the demon corps exist. It's like not common knowledge that there are demons.
Is that how
and
that
there's...
works?
Yeah.
Damn, I
Like
figured it was common knowledge.
we just be some guy in feudal Japan and there's like a fucking 1 in 100 chance every time we walk around at night we get ganked by some random shadow demon.
I just figured that since the Demon Corps was like the only defense against demons, that it was a commonly known thing. It's really just like people don't know about it?
No,
it's like a secret society.
What? Okay, well that changes. Damn.
It's also like a weird feudal Japan where, like, as we can see here, like, I don't... Wait, this is electricity, isn't it?
Yeah, they are surprisingly technologically advanced for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like, demon attacks against, like, normal citizens that aren't, like, living out in the boonies don't seem that common. So I think if I get to a major city, I'd be pretty fine. So I'm gonna go I could make it work.
Tanner
I'm
hasn't
saying
seen
just
season 2 of
awful.
Demon Slayer and it shows. I'm gonna say
You still
basically hell.
you still have to live in feudal Japan, which is pretty fucking terrible.
Tanner, you do realize there's an entire season of like them being in a major city and it gets torn the fuck up and people die everywhere, right?
Yeah, but like I'll be in a different one.
Okay, buddy.
I can go just awful.
I'm more so reflecting on you could die at any possible given moment in the blink of an eye.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
but,
true
like,
in real life.
Yeah,
It's even more true in Demon Slayer world.
maybe. Is it true for My Hero Academia?
I feel like any world where there's superheroes and villains just have a chance of ganking me for no reason, pretty rough.
Yeah.
I'm saying just awful.
I could make it work.
Golly. It's basically the normal world, but people do have powers, and I would be some mook who has, like, some dumb bullshit, and I'd be terrified someone could just fucking fry me in an instant.
Are we in America?
Yeah, where are we in this, actually? That's a good
Yeah,
question.
let's say we're in Japan, you know, where the show's
Damn.
taking place.
I don't know, I think I could still make it.
If I was in America, basically, hell, I'm in Japan, though? I could make it work.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, Japan seems like objectively the most dangerous place in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
All they really say is that crime rates are lower in Japan, but it seems like the caliber of crime they get there is much worse.
Yeah. Just like real Japan.
Oh.
I'm kind of in between this is fine and I could make it work.
Yeah.
Because, like, barring the handful of really bad incidents, it doesn't seem like mass casualty events are that common. But I'd have to live in Japan. I could make it work.
I'm thinking I can make it work, too.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic. How about Earth Defense Force?
Do I get a big space
Literal
laser?
hell.
No, you'd just be a normal guy, presumably, Dylan.
Aw, alright,
Yeah,
literal
it's
hell.
literal hell. Absolutely
Fantastic.
god-awful.
Not much conversation needed for that one. How about Hunter x Hunter? You know?
I mean, your average person just, like, is just some dude without powers, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean,
Okay.
I feel like if we're not trying to become hunters or anywhere in that world, I feel like we could lead pretty normal lives.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could make this work.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think this is that bad. I think this is fine.
Consider there are giant crabs, but...
Yeah, but
we
like
can-
not where I
That
am.
wasn't even a crab. He's trying to pull one over on us. I'd go this is fine.
Damn. Did anyone else say this is fine?
I
Yeah,
did.
Jackson.
Okay.
Or someone did.
Alright, it's fine then. How about Attack on Titan?
Literal hell.
Well, I guess the thumbnail there didn't load in.
Like, I'm assuming we're living on the island, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, literal hell. Like, your food
Yeah.
source and water source is currently constantly under siege, and you can't venture past the walls for fear of immediate consumption. And, like, even
It's
then...
like basically medieval times.
Yeah, like...
Yeah,
and it's, like,
literal
not
hell.
even... Even the people who have it good, you have to, like, live on the inner ring.
I don't think I could say literal hell. I will go basically hell, though.
I would
don't
say
know.
literal hell to put it down there.
Okay, fair
Got
enough.
'em.
How about One Piece? You know, it kind of just depends on the island you get spawned on. There can be fun ones with amusement parks. Could also immediately get attacked by pirates, and there are also giant crabs. How are we feeling?
Are we with Luffy's crew?
No, of course not.
Damn it. I don't know anything about this world. I will defer to the most relevant person
Yeah,
here.
what is life like for just like the normal dude?
Most people just kind of chill on the island they were born on. You know, you could also set sail to try and find a different island to chill on. That wouldn't be too terrible, I guess. There are pirates pretty much everywhere, though, so that wouldn't be great.
But they're like silly pirates, not like rape and murder you pirates, right?
They will
Well-
murder you. The rape isn't quite something that they do, though, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do see them constantly murder people, though.
Do they murder just random schmucks or
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, and the arc I was just reading, we see a large group of pirates descend upon a very poor village and just start killing people if they don't immediately fork over their money.
Okay. But then I just
basically
have to
hell.
fork over my money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say just awful. Probably.
I think
Yeah, just awful.
Are there like giant monsters are like attacking islands all the time?
They won't be attacking the city, no. If you go out to sea, then yes.
Interesting. I think I'm willing to go just awful on this
Okay,
one.
I think I can also say just awful. Alrighty, boys. Do you like Avatar?
Man, this is bullshit.
Whoa.
You're gonna put me in a world and I can't even be a bender? What's wrong with you?
Is the average person a bender?
No. In fact, I think it's, like, confirmed in the show that, like, a majority of the population is a non-bender. And, like, benders are rarer, I think.
That would make sense.
Man.
Imagine you're dating a chick and she gets stolen by a guy that can firebend. Man, I'd kill myself.
I know, right?
Yeah, look at that shit. Damn. There are giant crabs in this as well, I believe.
What time is this? Like Avatar: The Last Airbender timeline, or like fucking?
We're saying Last Airbender, not Korra.
Okay,
well, I mean, either way.
Society's improved a lot in Korra.
Yeah.
I'd say I
just
could make
awful.
this work. I think it would. No, I'll say just awful. You still have to live in like old timey times.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be very fun just for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it'd be that crazy dangerous.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too dangerous. There aren't a ton of monsters. Obviously, there's a war going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the Fire Nation are kind of just trying to dictate over every other nation as well, so it probably...
I don't really care. Obviously, if I get inserted into this world, I'm not gonna care about, like, the governmental politics of it. I think I'm willing to say I could make it work.
Interesting.
I think I'd go just awful, personally. Did anyone else go if I could make it work?
No.
Fantastic. All right, Dr. Stone. So, society has reverted back to the Stone Age. A lot of other people will be just statues. There are some villages. There are also wild animals.
Is this under the assumption we're not a guy that got caught in the initial everyone gets turned into stone?
We'll assume that we've been, that we're no longer stone.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking rough, I would say. I mean, you're basically just in, like, the Stone Age.
Yeah.
You're a
you're literally in the Stone Age, and you're being led by a fucking child.
Basically hell, I guess.
Does Dr. Stone have its own world, or is it in, like...
No, it's like the real world.
Okay, what country are we in?
Japan.
Why are there lions?
You know, the zoo.
Cross-continental breeding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
but
saying
they're all just, like, normal Earth animals?
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
not like
monsters.
fucking monsters or some bullshit like that.
I'm not all that concerned, then. I think I could make it work.
I'd eat something I'm not supposed to and die of like dysentery or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't have like modern medicine or anything like that to help us. I would probably go basically hell. I don't foresee myself surviving long at all.
Agreed.
Well, fantastic. All right, guys. Minecraft, anyone? Huh? Anyone want to live
Jackson
in
loves
Minecraft?
Minecraft.
Literal hell.
Yeah, I'd imagine this is probably literal hell. I mean, just to clear the air, are we even, like, assuming we could just punch a tree and it turns into a block of wood that we could use, or is it, like, where are we applying our real-life physics to the Minecraft world?
I'm assuming we have game mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. It doesn't change my answer by a huge amount, but...
Presumably we would die on the first night.
Yeah.
I would just assume, like, obviously we'd have great threat to us for lots of reason, but the big thing here is, like, even if you can't establish some level of, like, safety, you know, you make yourself a base of operations or whatever, you're just going to be eternally alone. You don't have, I assume you wouldn't maybe even die of old age in this world. It just sounds like literal purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean...
Fucking horrible.
You could find yourself some villagers to hang out with, I guess.
Nobody likes the villagers,
there you
man.
go.
Come on.
Do my bodily functions still operate as normal? Like, do I have to, like, shit and drink?
I guess so.
I mean, you for sure have to drink and eat. I don't know about that other one.
Let's say you still have to shit.
Interesting.
Okay. Sure, basically hell.
Okay. We're living in literal hell, though, Tanner. Get fucked, dude. Naruto! Alright, so... Society, child soldiers. Where are we falling? There was a third image here. It was of the big old fox nuking a city. How do we feel about it?
Yeah, world-ending catastrophes happen fairly frequently.
Yeah.
So, I think I'll go basically hell.
I don't know anything about Naruto really, so I'll agree with the expert.
Dude, I'll defer to Tanner.
Fantastic. How about Full Metal Alchemist? We've all seen this one.
This one's...
This one's pretty rough. I feel like the normal day-to-day of like a regular dude is probably not terrible, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it like any person could perform alchemy if they have like an alchemy circle and shit?
Yeah, if you like learn how to do it, you could. Most people don't, though.
Yeah, it's not like it's common knowledge. I would say just awful.
I'll put it in I could make it work.
Aww.
What's like their level of technology in the world?
So they have trains and lighting and all that shit for sure.
Okay. Sure, I could make it work.
Ah, damn. Alright, fair enough then. How about Genshin Impact? You know, still got towns, still got big monsters. How are we thinking?
This one's kind of rough.
Are there like frequent major like city threatening threats
Oh,
or
like
anything?
your first day a dragon attacks the city.
Basically, there's an existential threat with every single nation you go to in one way or another. Yeah, it wouldn't be ideal. I don't think it would be like terrible to live in, but it wouldn't be a fun time.
And we don't have any elemental powers, I assume.
People that have those powers are very rare.
Okay. I'll go just awful.
I'm saying just awful, yeah.
I agree with just awful.
Fantastic. Alright, Moggy, I think I'm the only person who's fucking checked this shit out.
That's a cool shot, what the fuck?
Right? Yeah, so, you know, massive Middle Eastern cities. There are a lot of slums around, you know, people are very poor. There are beings that can just fucking nuke you. You know, genies exist. What are we thinking?
Basically hell.
Do the genies grant wishes?
From what I recall, I don't think so.
Damn. Basically
The genies,
hell.
like, if you acquire one, will allow you to blow up shit like this.
That sounds unnecessary and stupid. I'm gonna say basically hell.
I'd probably go just awful, personally.
Okay.
But we can drop it down here, I guess, if no one else thinks so.
Yeah, it sounds pretty rough. At best, you live in the Middle East.
Yeah, exactly. It just sounds so hot. And my room is already pretty hot right now. I don't think I could take living over there in the cradle of civilization. Okay, so here's a really interesting one. No game, no life.
This is a pretty rough world. I'm saying, basically hell.
I need lots of context.
So, how this world functions, like, no one is allowed to harm one another whatsoever, so you don't need to worry about that shit whatsoever. However, like, pretty much everything is dealt with in the form of games. You can just, like, challenge someone to a game if you want some shit done. It could be, like, fucking rock, paper, scissors, chess, some dumb bullshit you made up, you name it. And just whoever wins that gets to do what they want with you.
Do you have to accept challenges?
No.
This is fine.
Okay.
I feel like there's a nuance to this.
I mean, is it basically just our world, but instead of currency,
No, it's a
you have to
fantasy
win
world.
games? Oh, it's a fantasy
very
one?
fantastical.
Yeah.
I'll go I could make it work then.
Yeah, I don't have enough context to really say more, so I guess I'll put it in I could make it work.
Jackson, was there really anything I left out there?
Yeah, if we're getting teleported to the time of the actual anime, it's still, there's a lot of risk involved living there, but,
Like,
I think you got it mostly.
If you challenge somebody to a game and they accept it and you're like, the condition is you kill yourself, is that something you can do?
Probably. You don't have to accept the game, though. You can tell them no.
So you have to, like, lay out okay. I'm just trying to, like, you know, figure things out. I'll leave it and I could make it work.
Okay. I'm thinking I can make it work, too. Next up here, we got Stardew Valley. So, it's pretty much our normal world, but you're living out in the fucking boonies on a farm. If you really want to, you could take a desk job, too. There are monsters and fantastical elements, but, you know, unless you, like, really delve down into the depths, you don't have to deal with those too much.
Honestly, I think
This is fine.
Yeah.
I could make it work.
I always saw Stardew Valley, and I was always like, this game looks like it has some, like, underlying evil associated with it. It just seems like one of those games. I mean, I guess it kinda does, but nothing terrible.
To some degree. It's not like a fucking monster spawns under your bed and tears your skin off, though.
Yeah, that's kind of the level I was thinking.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be too terrible. How about Evangelion?
Literal hell.
Literal
hell. I don't think there's any other way to describe that. What is it, like 95% of the world died in the first impact or whatever?
Yeah.
And then whoever, like, lived, yeah, no. Awful. Terrible.
Yeah, not great. Summer Wars!
Dude.
I assume you mean we're like living in the real world, and I guess we can occasionally enter the fucking virtual thing.
Exactly, yeah. It's pretty normal, all things considered, but you have this cool, different version of the internet.
Yeah, this is fine.
For some reason, my mind is intermingling this and fucking Bell.
I wonder why that is.
I wonder why that is too, dude. Yeah, I'll put it in this is fine. I wouldn't say I want to live here. It's not any different than what we currently have.
Dude, the big thing that really draws me to I can make this work and not this is fine is that the entire global infrastructure is centered around one piece of software that, as it turns out, is pretty shitty. And that's a pretty big turnoff for me.
But Jackson, there's an MX-5.
That's not a Miata, dude.
It kind of looks like one.
It's an FD RX-7. Cops driving around in FDs are kind of fucking sick, man. That does pull it up a bit, but not enough. I'm still saying I can make this work.
Okay.
Fucking nerd! Anyway.
I'd go as far as to say I want to live here. It seems like a fun place, but yeah, it's fine. Why not? Alright, next up, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. So...
Specifically
hell.
5Ds?
Yeah, specifically 5Ds. So, you can play card games on motorcycles.
You did
Also,
this because of Jackson.
big, cool, futuristic cities. If you're unlucky, you do end up in the satellite district, which is like the fucking slums, and you're like under a police state. But if you're in the city, it's pretty cool.
I guess I have to ask, how much bearing do the card games have on the day-to-day life of normal people?
Pretty much nothing at all.
Okay, so like in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh, the card games are what, like a sporting event?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay.
I guess this is irrelevant based on the information you just told Tanner. Don't people, like, die in horrific motorcycle crashes during the games?
They do, yeah.
Okay.
But, like, you don't have to do that.
No, I know. That's why I said it's irrelevant based on the answer.
People
you gave
die in
Tanner.
horrific motorcycle accidents in the real world, too, without playing card games.
You don't know that. They could be playing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mobile game. I'll put it in this is fine.
Okay. Jackson, where are you thinking?
I could make it work, I guess.
Jackson,
All right.
would you be one of the sad duelists on a motorcycle?
No, probably not. I'd just probably be some regular dude.
Look at this thing, though. You want to rip it?
No.
He looks
How
like,
about the
that
one
looks
that's just
stupid.
one big wheel?
That also
Even
looks
less.
stupid.
All right, Tanner. Warhammer.
Literal hell.
Literal hell. Dude, this world is no different from Gears of War as far as I understand.
I'd
worse.
even go so far as to say it's
I was
much
gonna say, I'm
worse.
pretty sure it's worse.
Best case scenario for you as an average person is you are born on a hive world where you're living in a massive, like, multi-billion people city, and you're just making tires for your entire life.
Yeah,
Oh.
which could also
that
be
checks
attached.
out.
Check that out.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
are frequently attacked. Also, demons are real.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that little piece, huh?
In fact, I'd be willing to say Warhammer is probably the least appealing universe on this list.
Probably. That's not a, I don't think that's a too outlandish of a thing to say.
I agree.
Yeah.
Alright, something on the opposite side of Warhammer, though. Splatoon. They do have big salmon monsters, but they have fun cities, and the food looks yummy.
Do we have the anatomy and biology of a fucking inkling?
Yeah, we'll say we're an inkling.
Sure, this is fine, I guess. I don't know enough
Okay.
about this world. The salmon monsters don't seem like that big of a deal, I think.
They probably aren't. You other two, what are you thinking?
I don't know.
Will I be an inkling?
Yeah, I already
That
stipulated
was the
that. You'll be
first
an
thing I
inkling too.
asked.
Okay. Can inklings even die?
Probably.
I'm gonna say just awful. It just sounds really bad.
I guess I'll go I could make it work.
Okay.
You know, maybe I get to fuck Marina or something.
That's the way of thinking positive, my man. Alright, Undertale.
I'm assuming we're the child in this scenario.
No, we'll just be like another monster, I think, spawned into here.
Doesn't that mean we're at the risk of dying to the child?
Yeah, but presumably there isn't a child there all the time.
Do we get a... I guess I don't... Are the monsters, like, fighting each other all the time, or are they just kind of
No, they're
chilling?
very friendly generally.
Okay.
Like, look at all this fun cast of characters you could mingle with.
I don't know that I'd go this is fine, but I'll go the one right under that. I could make it work.
Have you seen this bunny girl, though?
Dude, she's 2D pixelated.
People really want to fuck her.
I'm gonna say just awful. It's still I'm a monster living in a fucking cave at the end of the day with existential dread.
You know, you do have electricity, you have the internet, television exists, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Still have, like, fast food places, college is there. It seems like a pretty normal society, all things considered. I could probably make it work, but it sounded like you guys don't think the same. But congratulations, guys, we did it. We completed our most bottom-heavy tier list ever. Not even anything in the top 2 tiers.
Dude, I would say I'd get ISEKAI'D in the Pokemon world, and I'd say I want to live in Super Mario Sunshine.
Fantastic.
I don't think I rated anything higher than I could make it work.
Jackson, is there any world that you would rather live in?
No, the problem is that would entail abandoning my current life and, the sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, there we have it, folks. Please tell us down below what we got wrong, what worlds you would want to live in, and what worlds you would like for us to rank. I'm sure we'll respond down there. Why not? Anyway, fellas, in terms of ranking things go, why don't we start ranking things over on Guapish at the Movies?
Guapish at the Movies!
The Patreon request this week, as requested by our lovely patron and member Tutbot, thank you for the request,
Jackson!
was the 2007
What
film
did we watch
Superbad.
this week?
And this is, of course, a Patreon movie, meaning that they requested it for $1 a month on our Patreon at patreon.com/guapish or guapish.com/Patreon. You can also get your movie in the queue by giving $1 every month, like Tutbot did. This is a coming-of-age story of a bunch of high school kids that are about to go into college. They need to get some booze for a party so they can impress some woman they want to fuck, and hilarity ensues.
Truly.
Fun fact, Michael Cera's mom first read the script for this movie and convinced him to be in it.
What? That's correct. That's funny.
I'll give that a good fun fact. Why not?
Yay.
There was another thing about this film where it was like, this is like one of the first films done on Blu-ray, I think. And so, like, when you're in, like, the menu for the film, it shows, like, Michael Cera just dancing in the background. And this is the first time that they could have just, like, really fucking long videos for that section. And as a result, they just forced him to dance for, like, half an hour or some shit, so it wouldn't loop.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, for this film, guys, I enjoyed it a pretty decent bit. I'm gonna give Superbad an A-. Dylan, where are you at?
I believe I'm sitting at an A currently. I'm shocked that you're that close to me. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm at a B.
I knew it.
Tragic. I'm sitting at an A+.
Jackson, tell us, please. Why'd you
What's
hate
the
this movie?
fucking deal, Jackson? What's your
He doesn't
problem,
like comedy,
man?
dude.
You hate every comedy film we've seen. You just cannot get into. What's up with that? Are you broken? Do you only like Japanese comedy where they're like,
Have we
Ohio,
made the Japanese
Ohio!
comedy? Oh yeah, we had fucking Therme Rome. What did I give Therme Rome?
Wait, what? Wait, was that a
I
Japanese...
gave Therme Rome
what?
a B-. I would say I think Superbad is better than Therme Rome, so this tracks. Yeah, no, it's a comedy, and I thought it was just kind of whatever. You know, it had some funny moments. I had a fun time with the movie, but I don't think this is any like high cinema or anything to me. It's just like, that's a good comedy.
Damn.
I don't really have any overarching thoughts other than, haha, this was funny. You know, it's a comedy.
Here's the thing about Superbad, though, Jackson. Not only is it a good comedy, it is the best comedy movie from this era. Like, you know, you had shit like fucking Pineapple Express, Step Brothers, 40-Year-Old Virgin, all these shitty-ass movies where Seth Rogen permeated them. He was just in each and every one of them, including this one. He was terrible in those films. I think he actually does a good job here, though. He doesn't overstay his welcome, and his character's pretty funny. I liked it.
I will actually contrast you there. One of my biggest problems with this movie is I think the cops can be kind of hit or miss.
I agree.
Like, they're sometimes a bit overbearing and they're taking up too much screen time for me.
I don't really agree with that, man. Because a big part of that is because all the cop shit is where Fogel was shining, and I really enjoyed Fogel's stuff. Just like, this film is constantly bouncing in between these different characters, keeping the pacing nice and fresh, so you're not really getting too tired of any particular thing. It's just real nice, and just all the stuff with Fogel was very enjoyable. The cops being fucking lunatics was hilarious. Just them giving this random dude a fucking firearm was very good. And, you know, just the classic shit. The classic trope of just this man, this poor autistic high schooler failing upward in the eyes of these cops. It was just awesome. I was huge into it.
I like how they tried to justify it at the end. It's like, oh, we knew you were underage the whole time. We just wanted to show you that cops were cool. Yeah, I mean, I thought this movie was enjoyable overall. I agree with it bouncing back and forth. I think it was very fun and engaging to watch. I am a sucker for comedy, if that's not already obvious. I mean, I guess that, whatever. But, yeah, I think that all of the actors in this movie play their part very well. And I like the character of Fogel in the sense of he is like the scapegoat character, I guess you could say. But he fulfills it in a different way where he is not down and out by it, I guess. Like, that trope is commonly followed in other movies. But yeah, I think the performances of everybody in this movie were well done. I do slightly agree with Tanner. I do think the cops were kind of a little almost too much in some scenarios, but I think they added enough variety in the movie to, you know, keep it going. Yeah, I guess you could say it was a plot line for Fogel, but yeah, I just generally enjoyed this movie.
I want to ask Nico,
Yeah.
What is it that is putting you lower than me?
I guess I just didn't find it as funny as you did.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
My other bigger complaint is I think this movie falls off hard once they're actually at the girls' party.
Thankfully, that's not a big portion of the movie. I would agree that I don't like the ending of this movie a crazy amount, and there's a lot of build up for, and not anything of particular excitement for me.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of what they're going for, though. You know, they're hyping this shit up so much. They're hyping it so much in their brains, Jackson. But then once they actually get to it, it's like, oh, this wasn't everything we cracked it up to be. You know, Seth, fucking Jonah Hill's character in particular, he was like, this is gonna be my chance, I'm gonna get her fucking drunk, and then I'm gonna fuck her. And it didn't happen. None of the things they were wanting came to fruition.
And in fact, the poetry is that the scenarios were reversed, where the chick that the one dude was trying to, you know, have sex with, she ended up getting hella drunk and then nothing happened, where on the flip side, Seth's girl was not drunk at all and still got fucked up. And I just like the poetry of, like, no matter how much we try to plan something, it never goes the way we want, but it can still work out in the end. I like that. I mean, maybe that wasn't the intended message at the end, but that's what I got from it. Yeah, the whole, it's a journey, not a destination thing. It makes you realize by the end of the movie, it's what happened along the way, which was pretty cool to look back on.
Fellas, do you have any particular favorite jokes from this film? I'll kick us off here. For me, it's just in the convenience store, they ask Fogel, how old are you? Old enough? It just kills me. I fucking love that shit.
Oh, bad answer.
Yeah, I didn't really bother remembering a specific joke that I thought really stood out to me. Obviously, I do really like this film, and I thought it was very funny and had very well-written dialogue. But yeah, I wouldn't say there was any one specific joke that, like, got stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
Boo! Learn to talk about movies, you pieces of shit. Anyway.
I don't remember jokes very well, dude. I don't even remember mine.
Do we have any other thoughts on Superbad?
Not for me.
It's an outright comedy.
Sounds about right. Alright, I'm sticking at my A-.
I'm gonna stick with my A.
I'm sticking at my B.
I'll stick with my A+.
And it lands at an A- overall. It barely scraped by.
Yay.
Narrowly missed the B+ pile. Thank God.
Speaking of B+, we've got Nico's pick this week, that being the 2006 film Paprika.
Alright, so After a device that allows the user to enter into people's dreams gets stolen, Paprika must delve into the world of dreams in order to save her BBM. But when it turns out that the one who stole the device is the chairman in a wheelchair, she must give birth to herself in order to save the day.
Fun fact. So at the end of the movie, Detective Korakawa is going to go see this movie's director's upcoming film Dancing Machine. Unfortunately, the director passed away before completing that film.
Aww.
Good fun fact. I did know about that one. It's just fucking sad. We lost him too soon. Dylan, what are you ranking this one?
This is a trippy fucking movie, but out of all the Madhouse films we watched, I think this is my favorite. I gave it A+.
Holy smokes. Jackson, how about you?
I guess one a B.
I'm right there with a B, yeah.
I'm at a B+.
Let's go.
So, the things I like and that this movie does very well, it's very interesting both visually and conceptually. My biggest problem is I get left with far more questions than I'd like to have at the end of the movie. There are many, many elements of this where I'm just like, how does that work? Why does that work? I'm very confused right now. One minor thing is I don't understand how these machines are interacting or doing anything, because they have, the thing that they put on their minds, the mini whatever the fuck, I don't remember the name. But then there are these separate therapy machines that in some way interact with those, and they make it so that even when you're not connected to the brain thing, it can still affect you somehow. I was very confused at that. I don't think they ever explain how it is that at the end the dreams are in fact entering the real world and causing actual destruction. I don't think they really give us anything to go on why that's the case.
Was it truly even in the real world?
I guess that's the conclusion you can come to. I'm very confused as to the nature of Paprika. Is she an alternate personality? Is she a being, a created dream being based on this other woman who is kind of connected to her? I didn't really get that.
Yeah, the interpretation I got out of that was just that Paprika was kind of like the persona that she was putting herself in when she entered the dream states. And then once, all that shit got all fucky-wucky, that's when, this persona that she had created for herself, manifests its own being due to, all the dream shit getting fucked up.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that. I feel like there are multiple parts in the movie where, the way they are interacting with each other, or the way where only one is able to be around at a given time, kind of confuses that to me, but I could be wrong. And then I'd say my biggest complaint is with the antagonist, the chairman. I don't know why I pronounce. He's a chairman. I don't know. I just pronounced chairman.
Why are you saying that?
Like
Because
that,
he's sitting in a chair, huh?
He's
You
a
have
man
to
in
be
a
sitting
chair.
I don't know if I
Fucking
did that
bigot.
subconsciously or what. But his motivations to me seem ill-defined. At the beginning of the movie, it seems to be, he thinks dreams are this sacred thing that you shouldn't fuck with in technology. But then halfway through the movie, they introduce, he figured out he can insert his soul into this guy with legs, so that's a totally different motivation for him. And then at the end, he just straight up is I'm gonna destroy the world and remake it in my own image. And so I don't know how I'm supposed to be interpreting these. Are those first two motivations totally fake and destroying the world was his thing the whole time? Is he going insane throughout the film? I really am confused as to what I'm supposed to be grasping onto as this character's reason for being.
I think, for me, how that was, it was a evolution of madness, where yes, he was slowly growing more insane over time, just because we have obvious evidence that dreams can just be planted into people's minds and then they just go crazy out of nowhere. But I think it also could just be said that along the lines, he realized what he could do with the power he held in his hands. So as his ambitions evolved, his insanity also evolved, and it kind of culminated into this big villainous ego by the end of the movie. That's kind of what I interpreted from the movie, though. As far as, like, the boundaries between reality and dreams, one thing they kind of tried to establish a little early in the movie is just kind of like sleepwalk syndrome, where what you're doing in the dream can be perceived in real life. And I think the strongest example of that is when the woman was at the, like, theme park, and she went to, like, jump over the fence to get to the doll, and, like, it just rips, and we cut back to reality, and she's, like, trying to vault over a balcony. So I think just because, like, dreams are so wacky, and they say at some points, like, we don't understand everything about dreams, so all the destruction that happened in reality was a coincidental circumstance that was portrayed in a fantastical way via the dreams. Like, when he did the hand wave thing at the end, and it blew up the background, that could just be a coincidental representation of something that happened in real life that they made it work in the dream world. It's just overlapping coincidence. I say coincidences, and that sounds negative. I don't mean coincidences, but you see what I'm trying to say.
I see what you're trying to say. The problem is, like, at the very end shot of the film, we see there are, like, actual literal fires and actual, like, property destruction in the city.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to get at with, like, when she was trying to vault the patio thing or whatever. I think that has to do a lot with, like, there's this stuff happening in the real world that the dream is, like, turning fantastical. It's happening in the real world, period. It's just that it's being replicated in the dream world in some fantastical manner.
But, like, for example, like, when the fat guy in the robot thing, he crashes into the building and partially destroys the building. What would the mirage be being put over that is causing that?
I couldn't figure that one out initially. I kind of was just like, maybe it was a tank, and I was like, maybe the damages will just be reverted, like, maybe it won't be as tall, but then it wasn't reverted, so I was like, alright, well, I don't really know how to explain that one.
Yeah.
It does get a little crazy at the end, I agree. There's, like, a lot of destruction that's hard to justify what happened, but I feel like that's almost, this is a bad explanation of it, I feel like that's almost the intention. It's just like, all these things happened, and the lines between reality and dreams got so skewed that it's hard to determine what's what, and I feel like that was the idea towards the end.
I know that's what they're going for. I'm saying, like, I find it kind of confusing and unjustified within the narrative of the film.
I don't linger on that stuff very often, as it's, you know, become obvious throughout us ranking movies, so it didn't affect me as much, I guess, at the end of it, if it wasn't obvious by my ranking. But, I guess aside from that, I'll get a couple of my quick things out of the way. I agree, I thought the movie was very well animated. I like the style. I like the way in which things are presented. I like how we have a split character, and how my idea of, like, Paprika and Dr. Woman is, like, she's, like, so good at what she does. She's able to create a separate dream entity that, like, assists her in her work, because obviously she's, like, throughout the movie, she's being, like, warned of, like, things that are happening. And it's just, like, I interpret that as, like, oh, the subconscious is aware of more things than our conscious brain is aware of, but that's science bullshit I'm not going to get into. And I like the characters. I thought a really interesting twist, though, at the end was like, oh, I'm in love with this fat guy. And I'm like, that's an interesting turn that I wouldn't have expected at all. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's a very interesting way to go. Yeah, I mean, I just really vibed with this movie. I liked the plot. I liked the chaotic craziness, just because that works with my brain the most. I just thought it was an overall enjoyable film. It didn't leave me lost as much as I thought it was going to. It definitely seemed that way about halfway through. But that's obviously my view, my stance on the whole thing. Nico,
Jackson, what are your thoughts on this film?
Yeah, I think it is an entertaining watch. I think the plot is deceptively simple to follow as well for the most part. It really gives off the guise like it'd be more complicated, but it's not crazy to follow, I wouldn't say. I don't like the main antagonist too. He seemed really fucking obvious, and I think the way they go about defeating him is pretty lackluster for the most part. To be completely honest, I was more invested in the story of, like, the fucking detective guy with the murder than I was with the actual, like, progressing narrative, which I think is kind of funny.
I did like that.
Yeah. It's a very well animated movie. The dream sequences feel like creepy dreams. I feel like there's probably maybe more they could have done with the concept, though, honestly. they kind of just default to the big parade thing, and they do that for most of it. But, you know, I think it's a fun time. It's got some weak points, like it's the story not being particularly interesting to me. It's mostly just like the visual spectacle of this movie is really what drags it up a good ways. And then also like the fucking twist with the girl, like the main character suddenly falling in love with the fat guy just doesn't make any fucking sense, and they had like no build up to it at all until like the very final moments of the movie. It's like, why even include that? I don't get it. Seems kind of stupid.
To give the viewers hope, that's what it's for.
Yeah, it's you know, it's a fun movie to watch. I wouldn't go out of my way to probably repeat this anytime soon, but you know, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it definitely isn't my favorite Satoshi Kon film, which is a bummer. You know, this is the man's last work. It's good. It's good stuff, but I was expecting something a bit more from it, unfortunately. There isn't a lot I can really say that you guys haven't yet. I guess one other thing to address, like the split personality stuff for like Paprika. Tanner, do you know if like whenever like Paprika shows up, does she only show up in dreams whenever she's appearing to the real lady?
It's tough to say at the end because, like, there are very much moments where she is standing in front of, like, the real woman, but you could say she's just gazing into dream world for that. How is it that, like, aren't there, and maybe I'm just misremembering, aren't there moments where, like, people who aren't dreaming are able to see her? Like in like reflections and stuff occasionally?
I think it's only her.
I don't remember that being the thing.
Her. I don't think it's other people.
I can't remember exactly, but I at the very end there, at the very least, I think it's very nebulous as to whether or not she's in the real world at that moment.
Yeah.
Again, I think that just goes back to the whole, because they do say early in the movie, it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter if, or like, it's at the very, very beginning of the movie where Paprika's like, yeah, eventually, this technology will get to the point where both people don't need to be asleep and just the one person does. And so I can imagine, like, maybe that was happening at the end, and again, the line between reality and dream world was very gray. Just because I'm worried that I'm stupid, question for the audience, how long did it take you to realize the chairman guy was the antagonist of the movie? I feel like it took me a while to get that one.
He was my first immediate suspect.
Yeah, same here.
I guess the thing for me is I wasn't necessarily anticipating like a very straightforward antagonist from this film. Mm-hmm. For a good chunk of it, I kind of just assumed this was the technology itself maybe taking on a consciousness or going out of control. But, you know, once we saw the chairman, I think it was when she saw, you know, the tree, and I was like, oh, that's the chairman's face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I think I kind of caught on when she went to chase after the one dude, and he kind of just falls and, like, nearly dies, and I'm like, huh, maybe he's not. But even then, the chairman wasn't super obvious to me. That's why I was, you know, asking, but oh well.
What's up with the Japanese being way into ascending to godhood? And also, like, babies. They're really into babies, too.
That was a wacky ending, dude. That was something, I gotta say.
Was
a lot of unexpected things that happened.
Was it supposed to be like Paprika merged with the one dude, and so the baby was a result of a fake dream person merging with a real person, and as a result they birthed a being who could defeat the chairman?
No, it was just a sex dream.
Okay.
I did think it was such a funny concept that this guy had been trouncing everybody and everything, taking over everybody's minds and dreams. And then, because he, like, tries to, like, crush this girl's head, she just immediately eats him and ends the crisis. Like, what? Why is it that these antagonists are so powerful and in control for such a large portion of the movie? Well, I guess it's just an anime thing. I don't know what I'm getting at with this explanation. I just think it's funny how the boss is finished by her consuming him. I think that's a very silly concept.
It's very poignant.
He gets bored.
I guess so, dude.
Well, alright guys, we don't have much else to say about Paprika. I'm sticking at my B.
I'm also sticking at my B.
I'll stick with my B+.
I still really enjoyed this movie. I gave Tokyo Godfathers the same rating. I'm debating if that's valid, but I guess I'll leave it for now and save that for re-ranks later or something.
And it lands at a B+. into the pile, as they say.
Damn, not another one.
Yeah, and speaking of B+ movies, we got the final movie we watched this week, that being Tanner's pick, Kill Bill, Volume 1.
That's right, guys. Kill Bill is the story of the bride, real name, and she got murdered by a bunch of assassin people, but then she woke up from her murder and went on to go murder them. But we only saw the first two because it's a two-parter movie. Fun fact, in the go-go fight scene, the girl with the ball on the chain, she accidentally fucking whacked Quentin Tarantino.
Hell yeah.
That's fun. Maybe that would explain why he is the way he is. Tanner, where'd you rank this one?
Guys, it's been a while since this has happened, but
Oh yeah?
this is a massively popular film that I just didn't like all that much. I am sitting at a flat B.
Damn. Dylan, how about you?
Dude, this movie had the name of a Fall Out Boy song actor in it. I gave it an A-.
Fantastic. Jackson, how about you?
Yeah, I'm at an S-.
Holy shit!
I am at an A-.
Jackson, I guess I don't need to ask why you love this movie so much. You hyped this movie up, but I guess go on, King.
Yeah, I just think it's fantastic. I think the comedy works very well with the dichotomy of the visceral violence. I think the action scenes are just really fun. I like the non-linear storytelling. I really don't have a whole lot of negative to say about this movie outside of maybe just some like minor tonal things. But, you know, in the end, it's just a really fun fucking movie, you know? It's just a really incredibly entertaining watch for me. I think main character girl, whatever her name is, Uma Thurman, does a really good job. I think the villains are very imposing in how they try to present themselves. It's got some really fun, inventive fight scenes. This is a huge cultural piece, you know. This movie has influence. It takes a lot of influence from a ton of different sources, obviously. That's like its whole shtick, is that this is basically a homage to a bunch of like Tarantino's favorite action movies and things like that. And this movie like becomes like the thing that people pay homage to in later action movies. It's just a really fun, good ass movie.
Would you say is your favorite Tarantino film we've seen so far?
I'd have to look at what I rated the other ones.
Reservoir Dogs is also at an S-, and Pulp Fiction is A+ for you.
Yeah, I definitely think I like this one more than those two.
Okay. Coincidentally, it's the one with all the feet stuff, huh? Strange.
Ooh.
The feet stuff. Did I miss something? Anyway. Dude, this movie has so much blood. So much. Jesus, why are there so many blood fountains? Just, oh my gosh. I agree with Jackson. I think this movie's fun to watch. I think it's entertaining. I think the fact that they have their action scenes, but, like, that they're not taking it super seriously is pretty cool. I like that the tone the movie's going for, and I like the interaction of the characters, and how it's kind of just generalized, like, these people all beat the shit out of this one lady, thought they murdered her, and gave her too many chances, and so now she's come back to fuck shit up. The departure for this film for me was at the very beginning where, you know, we're having a serious fight scene between Uma Thurman and the black lady, and then, like, a school bus shows up, and in my head, I realized in that moment, I'm like, please don't tell me it's gonna turn into one of these movies. And then sure enough, a kid gets out, and then it kind of shifts gears a little bit. And that's when I realized what this movie was really gonna be. But other than that, I wasn't a negative. I don't know why I'm saying it that way. But yeah, I agree. This movie's entertaining. It's fun to watch. It's just a little not serious enough, I guess, for me. I don't know. I just feel like there was some minor conflicting things that kept me from being fully engaged in this movie. But, you know, all minor things, just enough of them to produce what I gave it.
Yeah, obviously the fucking, all the fight scenes were super badass in this film for the most part. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, like, the last fight scene, the one that we've been building up to, just didn't really grab me as much as any of the previous ones did. Like, even the opening one, it had, like, those epic moments of, like, fucking... it's like, oh, everything's all nice and calm, you know, like, they're talking about, like, oh, we're gonna, you know, go fight this other time, but then fucking busts out the cereal box and just tries blasting her. That was a super hype moment. Nothing really like that in that final fight, though, which just left a bit to be desired. Like, even the fight scene against, like, her fucking henchman, like the ball and chain girl, I enjoyed that a lot more than against our big bad for this one.
Okay, is it time for me to explain myself?
Yeah.
Go for it, dude.
I guess let me open up with, the positives I have for this film. I think it's very stylish. I do appreciate how much it is steeped in the language of cinema, and I think it has a very fun setup. The main problem, and this is something that absolutely could be fixed on like a future watch, the tone just never clicked with me. Like, I assume the intended experience for me as an audience member is for me to be busting a gut the whole time, but because the tone never clicked, at best, I was being like, okay, you're being a bit too cute, movie, and at worst, I was like, this is fucking stupid. It doesn't help that every sound effect and half of the soundtrack has been memeified, and just my brain has been exposed to that already. And speaking of prior exposure, like Jackson mentioned, this movie pays homage to a lot of things that came before it, and it's been parodied ad infinitum by things that came after. Unfortunately, this is the first time I've ever seen this movie. Since I'm already familiar with the stuff it's paying homage to, and the stuff that are... and I'm familiar with the stuff that came after it that were like sendbacks to it, nothing in this movie ends up feeling original, even though intellectually I know it is original. So I watched it too late for that element of the movie to click. The action, it's fine. It's a bit above average for action, I guess. Unlike Nico, the go-go fight, the girl with the ball and chain, I think that fight sucks. I actively disliked that fight. I thought it wasn't good at all. And one of the problems is over the last, 10 to 15 years, we as a culture have been fucking spoiled with excellent action movies. And so this one just, comparatively, it doesn't hit me very well that way. So like, the comedic elements weren't really working for me, and then the action wasn't really hitting the way it was supposed to. And so there's just not really much for me to grasp onto there. And personally, I'm on the record with this. I don't really like out of order storytelling. I understand why they did it here, but I also think it's very much possible to just write around that, just have her target the people in a different order. But I do suspect that I'd be able to watch this on a future date and have the tone click for me, in which case I would really enjoy it. But for this watch through on this week, it just didn't, and so it didn't work for me.
Damn. I will also say, by the way, film, nice try. You're only giving us half a story here, though.
You guys got any comments on what I had to say? Any you want to throw some hate this way?
I think you're very brave, Tanner.
Yeah, thank you. I fully recognize this is a bad opinion.
Yeah, I mean the tonal thing reminds me of when I watched the latest Guardians of the Galaxy, where like for some reason when I watched that, you guys can maybe remember this, I just didn't like that movie. Yeah. Like, you guys all had no problems with it, but there was just like something off about it to me. And I imagine you're having a similar experience with this one, where like, that it should be good. Other people are telling you it's good in the call you're currently sitting in, but like, there's just a disconnect. And that's fine. I have the exact same thing where like, I want to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 again, because I could genuinely see myself enjoying it more. I was just like, it was a weird day out there, and I don't know. So yeah, it seems reasonable. I definitely understand things too. It is hard to take things seriously with like the fucking sound effects. They have been memed a crazy amount, and I just think that adds to it, honestly. I don't take this movie seriously at all. It is a very unserious, just like comedy action movie for me, and I think that just adds to it personally. But I did say like the tonal things. This movie tried to take itself seriously at times, but it's not a big discrepancy for me, because at the end of the day, it is just like a really fun and just kind of goofy action movie.
I guess this is a minor thing, so I don't think it matters too much. That was one thing that kind of confused me with the tone of this movie. I wasn't sure if the sound effects and everything I was supposed to be taking seriously or not, or if they were trying to be funny, just because of the kind of movie it is, and this movie was like 2007 or something, or whatever.
Yeah, that's a great point. I just want to build on that a bit. For like the sound effect they play whenever she notices an enemy, obviously now that is a hilarious sound effect that has been memed to death. What if I were to watch this when it came out in theater? Is that sound effect still supposed to be funny, or is it just purely a tonal communicator?
Yeah, that was like, it's not only what the receiver's intention, it's also the film's intention, so that's where also the big disconnect is too. I want to believe that this movie was doing a little bit of both. It's just so hard to tell given the era this movie came out and what it was trying to do and the era we currently live in. So, but, minor thing, I didn't have a big problem with it. I was fine with it either way. I think it matched both the tones, whichever one it was going with.
Tanner, I'm so happy that we did find a classic film, though, quote-unquote classic film, that newer shit has ruined this older one for you. It's finally happened. You finally understand where we're coming from.
That's so true, dude.
Alright, well, do we have anything else to say about Kill Bill Part 1?
Dude,
No,
I don't
sir.
think so.
I will have more thoughts after we finish part 2, because I've got, overall thoughts about that I want to say as once the story's done,
Yeah, whenever we end up watching that one, that is.
Yeah, whenever that is.
Yeah.
That'd be so fucked up if he just made us wait.
I don't want to watch it, back to back.
To be fair, you guys are in control of that.
Well, boys, I'm sticking with my B. I didn't give it a B. I can give it an A-. I'm sticking with my A-.
Anyway, I'm sticking on my S-.
I'll stick with my B, though.
There we go.
I think I gave it an A-.
Yes, and it lands at an A- overall. Same rank as Superbad, which I think is a travesty, but it is what it is.
I think it makes sense to me, personally.
I can
makes
see
sense to
it.
you.
Alas.
They're both pioneers of their time.
True. Anywho, it's my pick this week. I'm picking the next Kill Bill movie. So crazy that I'm doing that, it's insane!
Oh my
Hey,
god!
listen here, buddy. It's not just your pick, it's my pick too. Anyway.
Alright, this is the first time ever two people are picking a movie that's the same. Well, just one movie for us to watch this week. How about that Patreon one? Let's see here.
Damn.
Looking like Batman Begins, as requested by Ned Gant. That's pretty sweet. Alright.
Holy cow, another Batman film?
Is that the
Crazy.
first part of, the Dark Knight
Christopher
Rises?
Nolan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which one it was.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Tanner, and if you too would like to request a film, then Tanner's gonna tell you we can do that.
Listen, Nico, I think you've bullied Dylan enough this week. I think we should let him pick a movie.
Truly, do you mean that, Tanner? Can I pick a movie? Anyway.
Yes, but you have 5 seconds to do it. 4,
the numbers
3,
have spoken.
2.
We got Freelance 2023.
Freelance?
Yeah, it's a John Cena movie.
Oh boy.
I watched this when it came out. It was okay.
I never even heard of this, so I'm impressed you saw it when it came out.
Did you go out into theaters and watch this?
Yeah, I had some friends that invited me out on Recession Tuesday to go watch it.
It's a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. You should
Oh, yeah.
stop talking to those people. Jesus.
Get over it, dude.
Oh shit, hang on, it has Annie from Community in it. Never mind, this could be pretty sweet.
This fucking guy. Anyway, who's reading the Patreon shit?
Tanner!
That's right, everyone. If you head on over to guapish.com/Patreon or patreon.com/Guapish, you can subscribe to us for only $1 a month, which gives you early access to every episode, as well as exclusive access to our pre-Guap show. We had a nice political one today. And you get access to our Discord where you can talk to us, you can request topics, you get slime coin, and you get to request movies just like Ned Gant just did. And finally, you get your name read out at the end of every single episode. So thank you very much to GH, Slayed by J, Blake, Ned Gant, I Love Lesbians, Top Ramen Man, JFK and Marilyn Monroe's Rape Baby, Tutbot, Lucas Ledette, Hunter, and Jacob Edwards. Thank you all very much.
That's right, folks. Unfortunately, that one person whose name we'll have to censor, that's pretty unfortunate. But as for the rest of you, we love you. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll be seeing you next time. Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.